Welcome back to The Explainer. So I'm absolutely thrilled today because we're going to do something pretty incredible. We're going to completely dismantle everything you think you know about our predictable, orderly universe. I mean, if you think the world around you is just solid stuff behaving logically, oh man, get ready to have your mind completely blown. Today, we're diving deep into the shimmering tapestry of quantum reality. We're talking about a realm where particles act like ghostly waves, where reality literally hesitates until you look at it, and where the very fabric of existence totally defies common sense.
Okay, let's run through our roadmap really quickly. We're going to start with the end of certainty. Dive into those strange quantum rules, explore the actual fabric of reality, look at quantum effects out in the wild, and finally, tackle the mind-bending observer paradox.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the end of certainty, breaking the classical world. So, in our everyday classical world, things are, well, predictable, right? You drop a teacup, it shatters. You roll a bowling ball, it goes straight. It's this continuous, reliable mechanical clockwork. But zoom all the way into the smallest scales, that solid reality totally evaporates. Instead, you get this fuzzy, shimmering tapestry of probabilities. Energy isn't some smooth, continuous flow anymore. It comes in discrete, chunky little packets. And things aren't solid at all. They are entirely probabilistic and, weirdly enough, deeply dependent on whether or not they're actually being observed. And this massive paradigm shift definitely didn't happen overnight. Think back to the year 1900. Max Planck introduces this neat little mathematical trick to fix a nagging problem with how objects glow, basically suggesting that energy comes in tiny, discrete packets, which he called quanta. Then fast forward to 1905, and Einstein takes that ball and runs with it, actually proving that light itself acts as a particle, a photon, in the photoelectric effect. By 1926, we've got Schrödinger stepping up, charting out exactly how these incredibly strange quantum probability waves actually evolve over time.
Now you really see this breakdown of certainty in the legendary double-slit experiment. Check this out. If you fire single photons at a barrier with two tiny slits, they inexplicably build up an interference pattern on the detector screen. They're acting exactly like a wave passing through both slits at the exact same time. But, and this is a huge but, if you set up detectors just to peek, just to see which slit the photon actually goes through, the interference pattern completely vanishes. Bam! It's gone. Nature literally changes its behavior from a ghostly wave to a solid, localized particle simply because we decided to watch. I mean, how wild is that?
Which brings us right to Section 2, the strange quantum rules. Time to really embrace the weirdness. Let's start with a big one, superposition. Now, this tiny chaotic realm we're exploring completely defies common sense, but the amazing thing is, it's actually perfectly mathematically sound. In our normal classical world, a coin is either heads or tails, right? But in the quantum world, it's like having a magical spinning coin that is both heads and tails at the exact same time. It's not rapidly switching back and forth, it physically exists as a weighted combination of all possible outcomes, until, of course, you trap it under your hand and observe it. Then we have entanglement. This is where particles interact and become inextricably linked. So if you measure one, its partner instantly, and I mean instantly, snaps into a corresponding state. Einstein absolutely hated this. He famously called it spooky action at a distance because it completely violated his core belief that absolutely nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. And yet, modern tests prove time and time again that these particles do share an instant invisible connection, even if you place them on opposite sides of the galaxy. No way around it.
And we can't forget Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. This rule tells us that you simply cannot simultaneously know a particle's exact position and its exact speed. The more precisely you nail down one, the less you know about the other. So the crucial point here is that this isn't just some glitch in our clumsy measuring tools. Actually, scratch that. It's more like a fundamental, built-in fuzzy limit of the universe itself. And thank goodness for it, because that exact fuzziness is what gracefully keeps electrons from spiraling right into the nucleus. It literally stops atoms from collapsing in on themselves.
Now, we really can't talk about quantum rules without mentioning the most famous and arguably unluckiest feline in all of science, Schrödinger's cat. He came up with this thought experiment involving a cat in a box rigged with a quantum-triggered poison. Until you open that box to check, the whole system sits in a state of superposition, meaning the cat is simultaneously perfectly alive and tragically dead. Now, Schrödinger actually used this whole metaphor to highlight just how utterly absurd it is to try and scale up quantum superposition to our everyday macroscopic lives. Moving on to Section 3, the fabric of reality. Let's look at what the universe is actually made of. So when we zoom in and look at the standard model of particle physics, we see this beautifully neat menu of quarks, leptons, and bosons. But here's the real secret. Instead of solid little marbles just flying around through empty space, every single particle we're talking about here is actually just a tiny, localized ripple. It's a quick little excitation in an underlying universe-spanning quantum field. But there is a massive catch. Despite the standard model being one of the most remarkably successful, experimentally verified theories in all of human history, it only accounts for 5% of the universe. Just 5%. The rest is entirely dominated by the massive looming mysteries of dark matter and dark energy. And yet, where this math does work, it is honestly miraculous. Quantum electrodynamics, or QED, which uses those famous squiggly Feynman diagrams to chart out how light and matter interact, can predict experimental outcomes accurately to a staggering 12 decimal places. To put that into perspective, that's literally like predicting the exact height of Mount Everest to within the width of a single human hair. Just incredible.
All right, Section 4, Quantum in the Wild. Let's take this out of the lab and into reality. Because these concepts aren't just abstract chalkboard math. This quantum weirdness is happening all around you right now. Take quantum tunneling. It allows particles to seemingly ghost right through solid barriers. That's literally the mechanism powering the nuclear fusion that makes our sun shine. Or look at technology. We're actively using qubits and superposition to build massive parallel quantum computers. And it gets even crazier in nature. Quantum biology suggests that migrating robins might actually be using entangled electrons in their eyes as a magnetic compass to navigate. Oh, and empty space itself? Not empty at all. It's a seething quantum vacuum of virtual particles constantly popping in and out of existence.
Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, the observer paradox. Does reality actually need us?
At the absolute heart of this whole paradox is the wave function collapse. We know the math works brilliantly, right? But physics still doesn't fully understand why. Looking at a system forces a hazy cloud of quantum probabilities to snap into a single, definite reality the instant it gets measured. It genuinely acts as if the universe is hesitating, just waiting for our gaze to force it into making a final decision. Scientists try to make sense of this using a few different lenses. You've got the Copenhagen Interpretation, which basically says reality simply doesn't exist until it's measured. Then there's the mind-bending many worlds interpretation, arguing that the universe is constantly branching off, meaning every single possible outcome actually happens in parallel realities. And then you have decoherence, which suggests that interactions with our messy, warm environment simply bleed away that quantum blur, kind of freezing the classical surface of reality. Honestly, scientists are still fiercely debating what this collapse truly means.
And if you thought that wasn't strange enough, consider the delayed choice in quantum eraser experiments. When scientists let a particle travel, but decide to measure it after it's already passed the slits, the particle retroactively adjusts its behavior to match the measurement. Our classical intuition about a strict timeline of cause and effect completely unravels here. Observing something right now can seemingly rewrite what it did just a moment ago.
All of these mind-melting experiments really force us to step back and ask a profound question. Does the universe actually wait for us to look? Is reality fundamentally observer-dependent, only snapping into focus when a mind or a measurement is applied? Or are we just a tiny, entangled part of some grand cosmic dance, interacting with fields in ways we barely even comprehend?
Albert Einstein famously stated that God does not play dice with the universe. He utterly hated this probabilistic, uncertain version of reality. But as we've explored today, the math and the experiments consistently prove otherwise. Nature doesn't just play dice, she rolls them in a beautiful, shimmering tapestry of probabilities that leaves us forever wanting to learn more. Thank you so much for diving into the quantum realm with me today in this explainer. Keep questioning everything and keep exploring.